When you are on the go, you need your credit union to be right there with you. Hughes Federal Credit Union makes your life easier. For 60 years, Hughes has called Southern Arizona home and has given back to our community. Isn't that who you want as your financial partner?
Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, day after Thanksgiving is a time for leftovers, and unfortunately for Arizona and Arizona State, this is very much a leftover kind of college football game. Two teams really struggling right now, two coaches on the hot seat, two quarterbacks who haven't been very good. What do you see going down at Arizona Stadium, 7:30 p.m. Friday night?
If you know or anybody knows, let me know, because this is the most uncertain, unknown U of A ASU game I can remember.
Right.
They've had bad games, bad teams a lot of times this century, but this one's probably the bottom of it. What's
really weird to me, Greg, is usually you can make the argument that the team that has no business winning will win, right? That happened in Tim Kish's interim head coach days when they went up there in Tempe. ASU has come down here and won a couple of times when you think that Arizona could finally kind of break through, and they don't.
Or when Alex Zendejas missed some extra points.
Just two or three of them.
Yeah.
You look at all that and you go, okay, well, the team that has no business winning, but neither of these teams have any business winning this game. I mean, and I'm not trying to be mean, but these are two teams that I'm not sure have any momentum or anything going for them whatsoever heading into this week.
I think I've watched now ASU's last 4 games or thereabouts, and you just can't say I can see Arizona State winning anything.
No.
But if you look at Arizona, you can say Arizona can't win anything.
Right. To me, I think Arizona State is a team that is less than the sum of its parts. Okay. You look, Kalen Ballage, good player. N'Keal Harry, I'm not sure.
Oh, best player in the field.
I'm not sure Arizona has anybody anywhere near him.
No.
I think ASU, watching just the eye test, especially on defense, they look good. They
pass the eye test.
They pass the eye test in sort of every way, shape, or form. There is talent there that I don't think Arizona has. But why has ASU been nearly as bad as the U of A this year?
Well, let me know, because then I could hurry up to Vegas, make a lot of money, and quit.
It'll be interesting. What do you think, Greg, the difference between winning and losing Saturday in terms of the sort of big picture stuff? Friday, they play Friday.
I think ASU will just run the ball the whole night, and if they don't make mistakes, they should be able to score 35 points and win 35-24.
Greg, what's going to be the difference in this game?
Well, ASU has the worst pass defense in the country, right?
Right.
Arizona probably has about the worst rush defense in the country.
Right.
So both teams should score a lot of points.
Right.
So maybe it comes down to who can kick field goals, and ASU has the best field goal kicker in the universe.
Right, and Arizona doesn't.
Maybe he'll kick 5 field goals.
And wouldn't this be the story, like the ultimate Arizona ASU story, where you sit there and you go, it'll come down to a field goal, because it always does, or a PAT in Alex Zendejas' case.
And the big irony, this is his last game, right?
Right, Zane Gonzalez. Right.
The greatest kicker, I think, in the state of Arizona until this moment was Max Zendejas.
Right.
His final kick at Arizona, after all of those game winners against ASU twice, to win the Sun Bowl, he shanked it.
Wow.
So who knows?
You never know. Greg, when we tell the story of 2016 beginning to end, I think the ASU game is going to be a very big part of that.
Oh, yeah.
If you're Rich Rodriguez, what kind of momentum can you grab with a win, and how bad will things be if you lose?
If he wins the game, so much will be forgotten, and his equity of the first 4 years will kick in, I think. And if he loses, more people will pile on, and it's going to be more uncomfortable here in that football program than I think at any time in the Arizona football program ever.
Wow. More so than the John Mackovic era.
Yeah. Because he was quickly gone.
Right.
Only 2.5 years.
Right. Are you surprised, Greg, that there's as much sort of outside pressure on him at this point now? I mean, he has a giant buyout.
Yeah.
I think most sane people sit there and go, it would cost a lot of money to fire him, and who are you going to get anyway? But that doesn't stop people from sort of demanding change.
Well, that's the culture of football fans now, college football fans.
Right.
And I think one interesting sidebar here. Jeff Stevens, who built Lowell Stevens basically and has given Arizona more money than anyone in history, sold his company last week for $7 billion.
With a B? Billion.
Part of his company, the Western Refining.
Okay.
So
what you're trying to say is if anybody could write a check.
The guy to talk to is Jeff Stevens.
Realistically, though, do you think that given what Rich Rodriguez has done, that he deserves another year? Or do you think that he is just at the whim of whoever can write the check?
No, knowing Greg Byrne, he definitely will get another year.
Right.
I mean, he had 4 pretty good years.
Right.
And before that, he was above average college football coach.
Yeah.
We'll see. Can he lose that overnight?
I don't think so.
Give him one more year. Let's see if this was a freak.
Right, and we're running along here, so I'll make this point quickly. The second point of blow it up is who are you going to get? If you've got to pay a guy between $6 and $8 million, let's say you want Rich Rodriguez out. You got to write the biggest check in Arizona athletics history to get rid of him. Who's even there?
Yeah, there's nobody.
Waiting. There's no Arizona coaching tree. There's no favorite son who wants to come back.
There's no guy at Boise State who you want.
Right. I mean, there's no Jim Harbaugh who would walk there. And to me, that's the larger point, is I think that whenever Rich Rodriguez does stop being the football coach at Arizona, whether that's next year or 5 years from now, so much of their success is going to hinge on who is out there and who would want this job. And in this market, with all of these openings and presumed openings, Arizona would be a 3rd or 4th tier kind of job this year.
They would hire someone that everybody would go, who's that?
Matt Wells? I mean, for instance, Brian Harsin or Matt Wells, I mean, those kind of, if you're making a list, they make geographical sense.
The league is so good. If you bring in a guy like Matt Wells or Brian Harsin, you could be in last place for a long time.
Right. You could become what Washington State was under Paul Wolf.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it for a very long episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by our friends at Hughes Federal Credit Union. For Greg Hansen, all right, favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh, turkey.
I'm a leftovers guy. Hot turkey sandwich with stuffing on there, all that stuff. Yeah, that's good. I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.